So my message to you today is to never allow anyone's perception of you to become your reality. One of the greatest rappers of all time, Chuck D from Public Enemy, he said it best. He said, always surround yourself with positive people. If you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. Okay, some of y'all didn't get that. If you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you, because you have to have people that build you up, that speak positively to you. That's how I was able to make my first million at 14 years old. I had a reporter one time, I'll never forget it, from NBC. Is NBC here before I start talking about them? Okay, NBC's not here, so we can talk about them. I had a reporter one time from NBC say to me, you know, Farrah, how did you become a millionaire? You must have been, you know, I mean, you and your friends, you guys were black. I mean, that just doesn't happen. You must have been freaks of nature and geniuses. That's not common for black kids. How'd you do it? The biggest misconception, the biggest lie about us as young black men is that we lack brain power. We don't lack brain power, we lack resources. Many of us don't have rich uncles and rich aunts and people to leave us trickle-down wealth. We don't have that. We are brilliant, but a lot of people don't know that. How many of you believe that you're brilliant? Let me hear you make some noise. How many of you believe that you can make your first million in about a year or two? Let me hear you make some noise. How many of you believe in giving back to your community? Let me hear you make some noise. That's right, because it's important to give back. Many of us, as young black men, we get money, we make money, we run around talking about I'm Big Meech and Larry Hoover, but we're not giving back to our communities. We're snooping like a dog, but we're not snooping for God. We run around with all the money. We have a lot of successful black people, but it's easy to make a buck, but it's much harder to make a difference. So you have to remember to have a goal in life. And I say to you that if you don't have a goal, make it your goal to get a goal and work towards them to achieve them. I also believe that in order to be successful, you must pray, because your prayer will be your faith, and your faith will fuel your success. You can clap for that. There was a teacher who told me a story. I never forget it. She had an 8-year-old. He was in art class, and he was drawing a picture. And she walked over, and she said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." She said, "Young man, no one knows what God looks like." The 8-year-old kept drawing and said, "They will when I finish my picture." So you have to dream big, because your imagination is a preview of life's coming attractions. So what you think about, you bring about. If you're the leaders of today, my message is to you, we have to act like it. What do I mean by that? If you are the leaders of today, what does it take to truly be successful? That is taking your role as a leader. We can do it. The internet is now 18 years old. We've grown up on the internet. Now we can communicate with people all over the world. So our dreams went from local, from national to international. So it's important to dream big. But you have to make sure that you're educated, because education is important, whether formal or informal. If you don't have any education, then you won't be powerful. The one thing that cannot be taken away from you is what you know. How many of you believe that knowledge is power? Okay, hands down. I believe that knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. What do I mean by that? What do you do with it? You can learn all day, but if you're not going to use it and then be an instrument for God and help Him in the community with your friends and with your brothers, why is it that the President Hall, let's give him a hand. I came because he invited me, and I wanted to be here because I know that when God created when God wanted wet, He created water. When God wanted children, He created Adam and Eve. When God wanted light, He created the sun, the moon, and the stars. But when God wanted leadership, responsibility, capability, and love, He created President Hall. So let's give him another hand for all of his hard work. Because He's trying to save our lives. Because I have a secret to tell you. There are people right now hoping to lock you up. Do you know that by the 3rd grade, based on your reading level, they're testing you, and that's how they know how many prisons they're going to build? We are the #1 targets within America and within the states and all over the country and VI everywhere. They're already saying, well, let's lock up many of them and go ahead and send them over so they can work in prisons. Everyone assumed that, like I said, that we would be in prison or we would be out somewhere else or we would have dropped out of school today and didn't even go to school to come to this program. But we're here today. We're here today because we want to be successful. Is that right? We're here today because we believe that success is at our fingertips. We can be the next doctors, attorneys, social workers, biochemists, anything that we want to be, entertainers. We had Rock City up here, one of the greatest entertainment and song groups in the country. So it's important to dream big. But in dreaming big, you have to be leaders. And if you're leaders, we have to act like it.